Did you know that men today are lonelier than ever before in history? We're seeing record rates of depression and suicide, and it's a silent crisis that nobody seems to be talking about. We have hundreds, even thousands of friends on social media, but who do you actually call when your world is falling apart? This is the quiet desperation of the modern man, a silent suffering that we've been told to just man up and deal with. Well, I think it's time we stopped dealing with it and started doing something about it. It's time to rebuild the brotherhood. Let's start by talking about the man cave trap. We're told that every man needs his own space, a sanctuary to retreat to. And while having a personal space is great, it's become a symbol of our isolation. We retreat into our basements, our garages, our video game consoles, and we shut the world out. We think we're recharging, but what we're actually doing is deepening our solitude. This isolation is then amplified by the illusion of virtual connection. We spend hours scrolling through feeds, liking posts, and leaving comments. We feel like we're part of something, but are we really? A like is not a hug. A direct message is not a heart-to-heart conversation over a beer. This digital connection lacks the depth, the nuance, and the genuine empathy of real-life interaction. It's a cheap substitute for the real thing, and it's leaving us feeling empty. A huge part of this problem is the disappearance of what sociologists call third places. These are the places outside of our home, which is the first place, and work, the second place. Think about your grandfather's generation. They had lodges, social clubs, bowling leagues, church groups, and local pubs where they'd gather regularly. These were the spaces where communities were built, where friendships were forged not through forced interaction, but through shared experience. Today, many of these places are gone or have completely changed. Gyms are now filled with people wearing headphones in their own world. Churches see declining attendance. We've lost the physical spaces where spontaneous, regular, and informal social connections used to happen. We've traded community for convenience, and the cost has been our social well-being. So how do we fix this? For men, one of the most powerful ways to build connections is through what I call mission-based friendships. Men often bond shoulder to shoulder, not face to face. We connect best when we are working together on a shared goal. This could be anything. Building a deck, training for a marathon, starting a business, joining a volunteer fire department, or even just a weekly pickup basketball game. When we have a common mission, conversation flows naturally. The focus isn't on talking about our feelings, which can feel awkward and forced for many men. The focus is on the task at hand, and through that shared effort, trust and camaraderie are built. The deep conversations happen organically as a byproduct of doing things together. This is the antidote to the lonely man cave. We need to dismantle the lone wolf myth. Popular culture loves to glorify the solitary hero, the man who needs no one and can handle everything on his own. James Bond, John Wick, you name it. It's a cool fantasy, but it's a destructive one in real life. The reality is that human beings, and men in particular, are tribal creatures. We are hardwired for community. The lone wolf in nature is usually one that has been cast out of the pack, and its chances of survival are slim. We thrive when we have a pack, a tribe, a brotherhood, a group of men who have our back, who will challenge us, support us, and hold us accountable. Being a lone wolf isn't a sign of strength, it's a path to isolation and despair. True strength is found in the bonds we build with other men. So, how do you find this tribe? It starts with being proactive. It's not just going to fall into your lap. You have to put yourself out there. Look for groups that align with your interests. Join a hiking club, a CrossFit gym, a martial arts dojo, a book club, or a local makerspace. Use apps like Meet to find local groups centered around activities you enjoy. Start small. Maybe you have one or two acquaintances you could invite to do something. Hey, I'm going to check out this new brewery on Saturday. Want to come along? The key is to be consistent. Go to that weekly class or that monthly meet, even when you don't feel like it. Friendships are built on shared time and repetition. It's about showing up. And that brings us to the most difficult part of the conversation: mental health. The silence around men's mental health is literally killing us. We're taught from a young age that boys don't cry. We're told to suppress our emotions, to be tough, to never show weakness. This conditioning follows us into adulthood, where we feel like we can't talk about what's really going on inside. We can't admit that we're struggling, that we're anxious, or that we feel lost. And this silence is a heavy, heavy burden to carry alone. It's okay not to be okay. It is not a weakness to ask for help. It is the ultimate act of courage. Breaking the silence starts with talking to someone. A friend, a family member, or a professional therapist. There is no shame in seeking help. A significant contributor to men as poor mental health that often gets overlooked is what we can call dating failure. In today's dating market, many men feel invisible, rejected, and devalued. Constant rejection on dating apps or a lack of success in forming meaningful romantic relationships can crush a man's self-esteem. It's not just about not having a partner. It's about feeling fundamentally unwanted. This can lead to a downward spiral of bitterness, anger, and deep-seated loneliness. This isn't about blaming women. It's about acknowledging the very real pain that many men experience in this area and its profound impact on their mental state. When your romantic life feels like a constant failure, it's easy to feel like you, as a person, are a failure. This is where the distinction between vulnerability with our brothers versus with women becomes crucial. Often, men are told to be more vulnerable with their romantic partners. And while that's important in a healthy relationship, there's a certain type of vulnerability that is best shared with your band of brothers. Your male friends can understand your struggles from a shared perspective. You can talk about your fears, your failures, and your insecurities without the complex dynamics that can exist in a romantic relationship. There's a raw, unfiltered support that can come from a group of trusted men who get it because they've been there too. This is the space where you can truly let your guard down and be seen for who you are, without judgment. Your tribe provides a safe container for your struggles. Ultimately, the most powerful long-term cure for loneliness is to build a legacy. Loneliness often stems from a feeling of purposelessness. When you feel like your life doesn't matter, it's easy to feel disconnected. Building a legacy isn't necessarily about becoming famous or wealthy. It's about creating something that will outlast you. It's about contributing to something bigger than yourself. This could be mentoring a younger person, building a business that serves your community, creating art, or being an amazing father and raising good human beings. When you are focused on a mission, on building your legacy, loneliness takes a back seat. Your purpose becomes your driving force, and it naturally attracts other purpose-driven people into your orbit. You stop looking for connections to fill a void and start building connections to help you fulfill your mission. This is the ultimate path out of quiet desperation. It's about transforming your pain into purpose and your solitude into a brotherhood. So, let's make a commitment today to end this silent crisis. Reach out to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Not a text, a call. Look for a local group you can join. Take that first step, no matter how small it feels. Let's break the silence around our mental health and start having the real conversations that matter. Let's stop being lone wolves and start building our tribes. It's time to rebuild the brotherhood. Thanks for watching, and if this message resonated with you, share it with a man who might need to hear it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Let's build this community together.